Hello everyone, welcome back. So today's the day we are going to start the restoration, conservation, sympathetic restoration, cleanup of this Coleman 202. Oh yeah. And this is dated 54/8. They on this model they reversed the year and the date on the bottom. So it's an old one. Nickel plated fount. And it's a 200 series, so it should be very easy to disassemble. Now this vent cap is looking pretty good. We got a little chip over here, but we'll turn that around to the back. Throw that in there. And like I mentioned when I first showed this, I'm not sure what's up with this globe. I don't see the Coleman stamp on it. It might be a replacement, although it looks pretty old. So we'll set that aside. Now to disassemble this, you pretty much got one nut. Take that off. And the whole frame should come right off. Now this frame we'll disassemble in a moment, but nice to see the washer there, because those are usually missing. Let's get this off. It's funny how some wrenches fit and some don't. I don't know if you could see that. That's bent. Very, very easy to fix. You just use a soft mallet and tap it. And just make sure you protect this end where the flare is. Alright, so we got our washers on here. Nice. Let's take off the knob. Ooh, tip cleaner is stuck. That doesn't want to turn at all. Man, this thing is tight in there. I think what I'm going to do is take the valve out. Or do I want to do that? Let me think on that for a second. I think I'm going to leave the valve in. We'll just do the normal squeeze, lift this up. And because I can't turn the tip cleaner, it's hitting. I'm going to have to soak that. Let me give it a little shot of WD-40. Whoa. I wanted to protect my countertop. Yeah, that didn't work. Hey, look at that. Wow, I was fretting over how I was going to clean this. And the WD-40. Wow. Okay. Look at that, huh? The WD-40 was shining it right up. Okay, I just learned something there. Alright, I'm going to very carefully try to turn this without breaking it. There you go. All it took was a little nudging. Maybe a little more nudging. Pretty good condition. All right, well, there we have it, and look at that, huh? I was going back and forth with Rob, and I was like, oh, should I use oven cleaner? It's got lye in it, and he was giving me suggestions, warm the fountain. Then he basically said, try to polish it first, which is great advice because always try to use the least evasive method when you're trying to do anything, right? You don't want to go full-blown aggressive on it if you don't have to. And it really looks like I don't have to. So I'm going to clean it up just like this, WD-40 on it. First I'm going to clean it with soap and water, okay? Then I'm going to use WD-40. I'm going to try to get all this off, and I'll bring you back and I'll show you what that looks like. Before I do the fount, I just remembered, let's take apart the frame. Hopefully you can see in there. There's a nut right there. You got to loosen that nut. And it should be a 5/8, but I'll tell you, it doesn't fit on there. So, we are going to use an adjustable. And hopefully, yes. Probably not seeing anything on film here, are you? Nah, I got the bottom showing. So basically I'm just trying to loosen this nut. So I think it loosened up. A little bit more. Okay, so now we have a ceramic burner, and this is supposed to be loose in here, okay, so we'll be very careful with this, we don't damage it. Then you have the air intake tube and the frame, which under all this dirt, looks like it's going to be in pretty good condition. So again, what I'll do is I'll clean it first, and then I'll give it a soak in Evapo-Rust. Then you have your U-tube. I always laugh when I say this. This is actually the U-tube. Then you have your Venturi, which I learned was named after an Italian scientist, I believe. The way it's bigger on one end is smaller on the other end. And then you have your top, the vent connection. So this will get soaked in a little bit of Evapo-Rust also. So all the metal parts will go in Evapo-Rust. The brass parts will go in a citric acid bath. So I'll soak that stuff while I'm doing the fount, and I'll bring you back. All right, so the WD-40 worked pretty good. Now I'm going to get at it with some Mother's Mag, and we'll see how that goes. And if that don't work, I'll use a little piece of 4/0 steel wool and then polish the heck out of it. So I'll bring you back and we'll see how it looks. All right, check that out. I am totally blown away on how nice that came out. I mean, what is this thing, like 69 years old? I'm really, really, really pleased at the way that came out. No buffing wheel. That was the WD-40 first. Then a little bit of this oil-free. It's funny, right? Oil-free, but that just happens to be what I have. But regular 4/0 steel wool would work. So yeah, it came out beautiful. And then I followed up with Mother's mag and aluminum polish. I'm really impressed. Now the bottom did not come out as shiny, but I'm guessing they didn't take the time to, you know, really polish that when they left the factory. So I got the valve cleaned up. I put a new gasket in the fuel cap. And all the pump needed was a little oil on it. It has the original leather pump. All right, so we got that. The globe, as mentioned by a couple fellas, is a Pyrex. And it has this, I think it was Chip and Rob was saying it's called a green sunshine or something like that, but it does say Coleman with a little sunshine on it. So we got the original globe. Now, here's the ventilator. All in all, pretty nice. It's got some weird chipping here, all along here. So I'm guessing at some time it was dropped. But for some reason, I think it was Chip might have mentioned that it was a professional model of the 200A. So, you know, all the nickel and everything. And I think that they really put a heavy duty glazing of the enamel or porcelain, whatever you want to call it, because this feels heavy. Heavier than like a 200A that I have. The black band that Howard gave me. So that kind of saved it from getting all rusty and stuff, but I do have those chips there. Got a little chip there, another one in there. But, you know, all in all, I think it came out very, very nice. So we got the ventilator. We got the bail. I think this may actually be stainless steel. I don't know. You guys let me know. I love the way the frame came out. Now, I think this might be stainless steel too. And nickel plated on the air intake, because there was no rust on it whatsoever. Okay, this just was cleaned up with put it in the Vapo Rust, and then I just ran that double-aught steel wool. I mean, for, you know, almost 70 years old and not have any rust on it, yeah, I'm thinking stainless steel. We have the frame rest. This came out beautiful. Just some Mother's mag. So we got that. Then we have the ventilator hanger. Again, I think it's stainless steel. No rust. Cleaned up beautifully. We have the generator, which is nickel plated. Never saw one like that before. And then we have the various parts here. We got the burner cap, we have the Venturi, and we have the YouTube. I don't know why I always laugh when I say that, but it's actually the YouTube. All right, what else we got? Just the miscellaneous bolts and stuff. Also, just to let you know, I had to replace the spring inside the generator. The whole top of it was busted off. I don't know where it is because it wasn't in there, but we replaced that. All right, so I think we're ready for some assembly. Oh, and that sticker is not the correct one as far as I know. It should have an R over in the right-hand corner, no lantern, but the rest of it's correct. And you know what? Hey, I have a bunch of them, so I threw it on there. So let's get, let me reposition the camera and we'll start putting this puppy back together. All right. Hopefully I can keep my fingers out of the way of everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is reassemble the frame. Maybe I should show you what I'm doing. All right, so the Venturi goes right into the air intake tube there. Then you're going to slip this up through the hole here. Then you're going to put your vent hanger on there. And you're going to slip in. One side of the U-tube has threads, and the other side just slips over the Venturi. And then you're going to tighten this. You're just going to screw this in, which I'm going to have to hold next to me so I don't cross these threads. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So I'll get that all lined up, and I'll just snug it down with adjustable wrench. Alright, so now we have the frame all put together. Set that aside for a moment. Let's slide this down. Still in frame? Alright, let me get the washers. So I have two washers. One goes on there, and one goes on here. And these are for the frame rest so it doesn't get pulled down too much. Let's get on the, not the frame, yeah, the frame, not the frame rest. Let's get on the frame rest carefully without messing anything up. Come on now. I don't want to scratch it. Throw this under there. Man, that's fighting me. Give me a second. Man, that fought me. I had to hold it next to I rested it on my belly while I just maneuvered it in, but okay. So we got that on. Now, we could put our frame back on. And that just slips over the top. Let me get the rest of these. Ball nut, generator, the screw for the knob. Alright. We have this nut here that goes on right here. Now if I'm doing anything and saying anything that you want more detail on, just let me know in the comments and you know, I'll do something later on. But right now I'm just trying to make sure everything looks straight. Then I'll hand tighten this. It moved. I know my arm's in the way. 7/16. Don't go crazy tightening stuff. You know, if it's a little loose, you can always readjust it. All right, let's get our generator on. Now you have that little hook, and then when you lift up the tip cleaner, hopefully you can see that. Right there, it pushes up the eccentric. So what we're going to want to do is slip this into the hole in the air intake. Once we have that in there, we're going to want to get that. Let me get it over to the back side. Oh, I remember. It's kind of tricky with the frame on. Let me get this real quick, take this off. It's funny, I think I was talking to Ron and I was saying, you know what, when you're filming things, you forget how you're actually supposed to do it. So let me put the generator on first before I put the frame on. And then you can see it better. All right. So we're going to put this into the little hole there. Pull your tip cleaner down. Get your nut on there. And snug this up. Don't go crazy, but snug it up because it's a compression fit. And obviously if it leaks after you're done, you could always tighten it some more. Now we're going to carefully slip this on, being conscious of getting the generator in the hole. Like that. Alright, now we'll line this back up. Get our nut. Snug it, make sure everything looks good. Little tweak here and there. Let's try that. Keep slipping on me there. I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be perfectly centered. All right, there it is. Now we'll put the knob back on. Get the little screw here. Slip that in. And make sure this is facing up. So make sure the valve is turned all the way off. That looks good. All right. Now, let me get a mantle on it, get some fuel in it, and we'll fire this puppy up. All right, so we got the mantle on there. We're gonna give it a burn. All right, we'll let the smoke clear. Come over here. Oh, how you all like that sticker? How about a little secret giveaway? If you want this sticker, somewhere in your comment, put down, I'd like that sticker, and then I'll pick a winner and I'll send it to you. All right, let's pump her up. Nickel's beautiful, but you sure get a lot of fingerprints on it. All right, let me listen. I'm just gonna pick this up to my ear. I didn't hear any sputtering, but that doesn't always necessarily mean a problem. But, so now I'm going to use my little cool pencil torch, and I'm going to heat that generator up, which should vaporize the gas that's in there and light it up. I saw it want to go there. It's trying. Yeah, we'll give it a little more fuel. There she goes. Oh, I love it when it lights right up. Little tip cleaner action. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Now that I blinded myself. Look at that puppy hum, huh? Man, it's almost 70 years old. How cool would that look with a nickel vent? Am I all crooked here? Yeah, it looks a little straighter. So there you have it. My first 202, and I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed. I enjoy restoring all of them. But for the folks that do restore, you know, lanterns and other things, sometimes they fight you tooth and nail. And while you, you know, you get her done, sometimes it's, let's face it, it's a struggle to get there. And then comes along this, you know, and it's 70 years old, 69 years old, and it literally cleaned up absolutely beautifully, you know, without a struggle. You know, I didn't need any special skills or tricks or tips or anything to really get this thing absolutely beautiful. I am so stoked. I'm gonna have to rearrange some of my lanterns up on my my display shelf to give this prominent attention. So I hope you enjoyed it, folks. And again, if there's anything that I did or mentioned, or I should say anything I didn't show you that I mentioned and you want to know some more details, just put the comment in the you know, in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get you pointed in the right direction. And don't forget what I said about the sticker. So you know I'm going to say it. I'm sending you all much love and appreciation, my brothers and sisters. I thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are all doing well, and we'll see you on the next one.